Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, John Howell here. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering the mining stocks, the GDX, the GDXJ. We're looking at SIL and the SILJ. And as you know, that I've been saying probably for the last week or so now that, you know, just wait for some sort of a good pullback in the mining stocks first. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to get in at a good time, then wait for some sort of a dip. There is no exactly perfect time to be getting into the mining stocks, or should I say GDX and GDXJ. So there is no perfect time to be getting into it, right? But what we do know is what I've been saying, is that there's a good probability we're likely to start to come down a bit, and then within that, you're much better trying to buy in on the dip and then trying to get in when the market's been high. And I've been sort of saying that for the last week or so now. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of an update on what I'm seeing through there when it comes to the GDX and so on and so forth. So as you can see, what we're seeing here right now, let me bring up, say, the last sort of 3 months worth of view here. I'll go last 6 months, okay? So as we can see, what's happening here right now with the GDX. The first thing, the GDX, look what's happened through here. So the GDX had this. It actually came up, it made this higher low through here, higher low, and then it made this higher low. Notice how the trend line was coming up through here as well too. Then suddenly, look what happened. It ran up, right? It ran up, and then it came back below. Look at here. It made a what? A lower low. Now we've had a bit of a rally back to the underside of this trend line where it didn't quite get to it, and now we're starting to roll over. Not only are we rolling over, but as you can see, right, this level through here, right, we see it had resistance. It poked its head back above, and then now it came down, and now it's rallied back up to where? To now this little resistance. This is like a bit of a mini head and shoulder formation, okay? So now what do we see? In the market saying, hang on, we're slowing down here, and we're slowing down here, and we're now likely to roll over. This is now likely to be a lower high through here. Now this is on the daily chart, remember guys, okay? The weekly chart, even if we do get a bit of a pullback through here, and that's what it looks like that this pattern is saying, get ready for some form of a pullback. Even if that does happen, I'm still pretty bullish long term when it comes to these markets here. But we are, as you can see, right, we're starting to really flatten out through here, but we had this lower low, relatively on the side, and now we're actually rejecting right at that point there right now, and now we're starting to fail. So I definitely do see weakness coming into the mining stocks. Probably have a nice pullback through here. But once again, guys, that's on the daily charts. If I go to my weekly charts, this has had a very nice big move up. So even a pullback down to $30, something like that, would actually be very, very, very healthy. And hence the reason why I've been saying, wait for a nice dip, okay? Wait for a nice dip in the markets. So that's what I'm seeing there on the GDX. Now, the GDXJ is doing something similar, but not the same, okay? Doing something similar, but not the same. What am I talking about here is that the GDXJ has continued to make these high lows, and higher lows. But look what's happening here right now. If I bring up the last 3 months now, and let me bring up, say, a good old trend line through here. Let me delete this off the screen now. As we can see, right, if I bring up a good trend line through here to here, right, so we're still squeezing up higher, right? You can see how I still made this sort of little high low through here, high low. But look what's happening here, right? We came up, and see how we actually rejected it through here. So the GDXJ is not giving us as much of a weak signal as the actual GDX itself. So the GDXJ is still creating what? It's still creating this higher low, not really higher low, but higher low through there. Okay, so you can see how we actually swing up, swing down, swing up, bit of sideways movement, swing up, swing down, swing up. It looks like, see how we're starting to fail through here. So it's failing at this level all through here as well. So once again, the GDXJ is not giving me a much more clearer signal, but the GDX itself is, as you can see, right, we're starting to roll over under this trend line here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we did start to see a bit of selling movement coming into that. Let's now go have a look at the SIL here. So the SIL has completely engulfed this up bar here, right? And the really interesting thing about this is this. Let me see if I can just draw a trend line from here to here. It's probably through there somewhere. All right, so we've had a very nice upward movement channel formation through here. But notice what's actually happened recently. Notice how that we had this high point through here. We had this high point through here. And notice how as soon as it poked its head back above it, it completely got engulfed by this bar here. That's not a very good bullish sign for the markets, right? It's sort of, yeah, it's like it's, because if this is a bullish sign, guess what? What generally happens if it's a bullish sign? Something like this here, right? That's actually a very nice bullish sign, isn't it? Look at this here, sideways, not really doing much, right? We're not really doing much. See how this just went sideways there, all through there, and then we had this nice poke its head back above. And look at this here, 1, 2, 3, had a nice little move up. That's what you expect, right? When the market breaks back above level, it went sideways, and we had a poke back above, completely engulfed it. So you see how the momentum is slowing right now in the SIL. So that's what you would expect, right? You would expect to see something like that. Now, by the way, guys, if you're looking for some sort of a high probability pattern, this here is a very high probability trading pattern, which means where the market, let me just do this here, right? Where the market just simply goes sideways. And as you can see through here, right? Look at this here. All through here. See how I just went sideways through there? We're in an upward trend, went sideways, and we broke out and above with a very strong breakaway bar with an increase in volume. It's that simple, right? Find something that's stair-stepping higher, then it goes sideways for 2 to 4 weeks, then a breakaway bar with an increase in volume. You're in and out within 2 to 5 days, which simply means 1, 2, this day here, you'd be out. 30, 40% profit on option. Thank you very much. Go find another pattern like that. Right, guys? Like I literally just gave you a successful trading system. You'd probably be 70% right. 70% successful on that on a low end. And there you go, right? Especially when you start to see setups like this here. So I just gave you guys a really good successful system. So just follow that. But always have your stop in place, okay? Always have your stop in place, which will be at the low of the bar. And always make sure that, you're not risking too much on your account on any given one trade, because if you do take a setup like that, 30% of the time, or at least 20% of the time, that's going to completely do this here, right? And stop you out. And that's okay. Let's go look at the SIL. Now, the SIL is now giving us a much more of a weakness signal. It seems like the main, like GDX, gold mining index, is giving us a weaker signal compared to the GDXJ. The SIL, silver miners, is giving us a much more of a weaker signal than the SILJ. Now, what am I talking about here? Right? So let's have a look at this here. So we have a very nice movement up through here. And once again, guys, look at this here. Remember I said before about the trading pattern? What are we looking for? We're looking for the market to be stair-stepping higher. Then suddenly it goes through a bit of a sideways period for at least 2 to 4 weeks. Little breakaway bar, goes up for a couple of days, didn't really do much. Maybe made 20% on that, but guess what? It was a nice successful trade. A couple of days later, you're out, and the market does what it's doing right now. But look what's happening here, okay? I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Like, trading doesn't have to be that difficult for you guys, okay? The way that I trade is actually very, very, very similar to exactly what I just shared with you there, but I have a lot more details and looking for the absolute perfect setup. But even if you just ran with what I just shared with you just then, guys, you're going to do really well out of trading, right? I said before, 7 times out of 10, you're going to make a profit, and sometimes in the 20, 30% of the time, you're going to make a loss. When you trading in the money options, okay, so if you do that, you trade in the money options, and you're going to have at least 30 days to run with the option. And if the market does completely engulf like it did today, right, you're probably going to be out with a 20 or 30% loss. And when you do make a profit on the low end, it's probably going to be maybe 20 or 30% profit. And then, on the high end, you're probably going to pick up 50 to an 80% profit. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Do that for the rest of the year, guys. You do well. Okay. You can do so well out of this trading. You can do so well out of it. If you're looking, if you just know what you're looking for. Okay, something like that. And as I said before, guys, what are you looking for? Something that's going sideways here for quite a bit of time. That's already in an upward trend. So a period of sideways, 2 to 4 weeks, as you can see. This one here went sideways for how long? Actually 3 weeks, right? So that was actually really good. It's nice sideways for 3 weeks. Nice little up bar. As you can see, 2 bars later, 3 bars later. Probably the second day I would have been out. And in fact, if I just look at the option for that one. So, and this is how I trade, by the way, guys. Okay, let me do this here. So if we're looking at this day here right now, and we're looking at, say, the in the money option, it was probably around so we had the $35, so it's 35, so I'd say around that, say the $34 option, I would have traded. Let's go to the $34 option here, and let me just share with you what this was, as in points and and all that sort of stuff. And I just share with you exactly what you could have done and all that sort of stuff, a couple of days later, into the markets. So let me just share with you. I think it was around 20%, but let me just share this with you here, right? So here's the option, right? It's always in the money option, as you can see. So this is the entry day here, right now. So the entry day was around, say, $2.40, as you can see, in the money option. The reason why you do an in the money option, so you can get out with, when you get out for loss, you can get out with a 20%, a loss or something like that. Especially when the breakaway bar is not too big. Okay, so as you can see, this is the in the money option. From here, this option here had roughly, say, 3-4 weeks worth of run, probably a bit longer than that. So around about 30 days to run, because you're only in it for a couple of days. And as you can see, the very next day it actually popped up, but didn't really do much, and the option went up. If you gave it one, and then just give it one more day, and then from there to there, right? See how that the SIL only went up, not much, right? But look at the option here. The option went up from 240 up to around about 380. And so that's actually, wow. So that's actually close to a, what's that? A 36%. Yeah, so that's actually, there you go. It's actually a lot more. See, so there you go, guys. I'm just sharing with you what, again, just an example there of just a setup there, right? And you can see this one here. Even if you did get out the very next day, what was the very next day? Oh, the very next day was the 30% profit. So there you go, guys. It's a really simple process. If I get back into the SIL right now, as you can see, what's happening to the SIL? We're getting what? We're getting a bit of a double top, aren't we? See how we're starting to fail through here. So we can see that the last couple of times that we actually broke through, so we had a high point, we broke through, ran up, made a high, had a little pullback, but continued up. Then we made a high. This was the high, right? Had a little nice breakaway bar. It ran up, but guess what? Then it pulled back. Now it's running back up. Look at here. Now we're actually completely rejecting it with an increase in volume. See how we're rejecting it right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to actually see this one continue on the downside through here and continue actually having a move on the downside. So I wouldn't be too quite surprised to actually see that. And so from their process. So as you can see, right, as I said before, right, if I go to the GDXJ, sorry, the GDX, right, it's had a lower low, looks like it's creating some sort of lower high and breaking down. Now the market's talking to us, okay? The market is really starting to talk to us, because it's like, it's let me actually go back. Let me actually bring up a good example here. If I go back to silver, let me go back to silver here. Before silver actually had a bit of a dump, right? It fell through the floor. What was it actually doing? Look at this through here. Silver was doing what? We had this sort of low point through here. So it's some sort of lower high, a low through there, made a higher high, came down, made a lower low, and see how it made a lower high? And as soon as it broke this low through here, look what happened. It started to go through the floor, right? So the market's always trying to give us a bit of a sign. If we just listen to it, we can do quite well from trading. And this is our job, right? It's just to listen to it. So as you can see, right, look at this here. High, low, nice little breakdown, nice little run up. And then now we're starting to fail through here. And once again, we're failing at where? At that resistance over there right now, aren't we? So you can see how that resistance, this is like a bit of a false breakout, a one little false breakout, and then not only did it break down, but it broke below the support line. Now it's rallying back up and rejecting at that level there, like a bit of a short little head and shoulder formation as well. Moving on now through, and once again, the GDX, the mining stocks, is actually showing a lot more weakness than the actual GDXJ. Possibly a bit of a double top on the GDXJ, I've just noticed there. So possibly a bit of a double top formation as well. But you can see it through there. And on the SIL, once again, a double top formation. So it looks like it probably could start to fall through the floor. And the SIL as well too. So once again, guys, trading doesn't actually have to be that difficult. As I said before, right, look at this here. Nice sort of high, low. Markets nicely stair-stepping up. You can see here that we actually had a really good sideways period through here, right? A really, just a nice sideways period. That actually was sideways for... I'm just using the SILJ now as an example. I used the SIL as an example of the setup. And then the SILJ, as you can see, right? Now this went in sideways for about, again, another 3 weeks. We actually broke to the upside on the SILJ. So using the exact same system I taught you, which is look for a nice upward trend. As soon as you get in, you really aren't in it for a couple of days. I say 2 to 5 days, but really only say a couple of days. And you know, you just really want to give it maybe a couple of days, right? Maybe in and out within say two or 3 days maximum. You know what I mean? So it's a very short-term trading system, you know, and it works, right? So here's just another example, guys. I'm just sharing this with you because if you're looking for a good system to trade, no matter what market you're looking at, I'm literally delivering it to you on a silver platter here right now. So you can see how we've actually had all this sideways movement through here. And then we've had this breakaway bar once again, right? Nice breakaway bar, nice little open in the bottom, close at the top, and there. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to do what? We're going to go buy the option, but we're going to buy the in the money option, aren't we? So the price is around about $10.70. So I'm probably going to look at say the $10 option through there. So let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. And what are we going to do? We're going to look at the what? We're going to look at the $10 option. Now, why are we looking at the $10 option here? Actually, you can see the spread here was actually quite big, so you wouldn't even traded this one here. Let me go back to this one here. Yeah, you probably would have traded the SIL there. See how the spread here is. The $11 spread was actually okay, but the $10 spread is not good there. Let's go to the July one then. Okay, so see how the July one is actually the spread's a bit better here. This is just an example of what I do, okay, guys? So it's just an example. Once again, just another example of a setup through there. But once again, let's actually just go. Let me just keep it really simple here, guys. All right, really simple. So this is the first in the money option here, and let's actually go through here. And so again, first in the money, which is this one here. We're doing that because it's much more of a protective mechanism. The option cost around about say that sort of 108. Next day it was actually up almost. Look at that there. Next day I was up almost 36%. It was up the next day. And then the next day after that, guess what? Look at that there. The option was up what? 95% return. See that there? That's why I love options. If it comes down and stops you out, you're down for about 20-30% loss. And then the market took off. And look, you see this is the real market options trading here, right? And then literally 2 days later, the market went up 8%, but your option did what? Went up 95%. So you see that there, guys, and that's why I love options so much, is because you don't need a really big move to do well with that. And even with a 70% sort of win-loss ratio with this system here, guys, which you're probably gonna get, you know, which means let's just say it's 70% of the time, the average loss is going to be at 20%, right? Because sometimes you're going to get out with maybe a 10% loss, others 30%. No, wrong with that. Let's do the numbers here, okay? Say on average it's 70% win-loss ratio. Say you took 10 trades, 3 were losses, and say average loss was 20%. As I said before, some are small, some are loss, some are not so small. So 3 were losses, 7 were wins. Just say the average win was 50%. Okay, you did the numbers there, right? If you're looking at, say, let's just say a $1,000 position here. Let's just do a $1,000 trade through here. If you took 10 of these same setups here, 10, 3 at say 20%, which is a $200 loss through here. Just using the numbers here, $200 loss, that's 246, that's $600 loss through there. Okay, and then 7 gave you a 50% win, which if I can't do my math here, so 50% is a $500 profit times 7 trades, which is a $3,500 profit. Oh, so $3,500 profit minus the $600. So actually, you know what? Let me just, can I do this here? No. So yeah, and then minus the $600 loss that we had there, and we're still left with what? $2,900 there. We're just trading $1,000 there. Trading really, really simple, very, very nice short-term trading system through there, guys. You know, and that sort of happens there. So if you look at that there, right? So this is trading $1,000 there, right? What if you started to bump it up to $5,000 a trade, where yes, you're going to have some losses. Well, that's literally just timed it by 5, right? Now this thing here turns to a $14,500 profit. What if you started to do now $10,000 a trade? Just with a short-term simple trading system with a good win-loss ratio, not massively high. Now you're looking at around a $29,000 profit through there. Okay? And through this system here, guys, will probably give you, I would say that this is based on 10 trades through here, guys. But I would say this system would give you roughly 30 to 40 good trades, roughly per year, of really good trades just like this here, right? And so there's plenty of good trades out there, guys, if you know what to look for. And that's what I always say, guys. Just be patient. And if you're looking to short-term trade these markets, just do this here, okay? The main goal is that if you do get in on a trade like this here, don't try to be right with the system, okay? It works. What I mean by that is that you never know if that's going to happen or if this is going to happen. If that happens, you get out for a loss for average here. If that happens, you get out for an average profit of here. Rinse, recycle, repeat, and then by the end of the year, you can do really, really, really well from the markets. Makes sense, guys? So I hope this really helps you out there. I really wanted to sort of step back bit. I know I've been quite tough on you guys this last sort of couple of weeks, but I want to step back a bit and just give you some really good training on the markets and the training here, and also just give you something really simple that you can start to follow right now. And hopefully this gives you hopefully this helped you out. If it does, guys, hit the like button, subscribe button, and leave a comment below and let me know if this has actually really helped you, maybe get some clarity around the markets of just, what you should be doing, maybe moving forward with that. So, all right, guys, thanks for that. I'll see you soon. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Go to the Markets by the Balls trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So, go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go to that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.